Imagine driving down a highway at 60 miles an hour. Instead of looking through the windshield, your eyes are locked entirely on the rearview mirror. That is exactly how most organizations are run. Look at this chart. When leadership obsessively tracks top-line sales and net profit, they are looking at the past. These are lagging indicators. They tell you what already happened, offering zero insight into the engine's future capability. When those numbers inevitably dip, the standard executive reflex is panic. To protect margins, they slash foundational budgets, freezing hires, cutting training, and deferring maintenance. This reactive cost-cutting works for about 30 days. The bottom line artificially spikes, creating an illusion of success right before the hidden operational metrics underneath collapse entirely. Optimizing strictly for a monthly financial readout doesn't save the business. It systematically cannibalizes the exact operational foundation required to survive next year. It triggers a predictable operational death spiral. Slashing maintenance budgets preserves cash today, but mathematically guarantees severe equipment failures, delayed orders, and lost clients tomorrow. The balanced scorecard is frequently mischaracterized as a mere dashboard of categorized KPIs. In reality, it acts as a structural bridge, connecting daily frontline behavior to final fiscal outcomes. It is a rigorous, bottom-up cause and effect architectural model. It forces you to map the exact mathematical sequence of how daily physical operations translate into future financial yield. The true utility of the balanced scorecard is that it forces leadership to stop staring at the rearview mirror and start tracking the leading indicators that actually manufacture future financial reality. We construct this model from the ground up, starting with the root system, learning and growth. This layer tracks the organization's raw capability, specifically human capital, information systems, and corporate culture. You don't track abstract concepts here. You track foundational preparedness. You measure the number of continuous improvement, or Kaizen, ideas submitted by the floor team, or the adoption rate of new maintenance software. When the roots are healthy, they feed layer 2, internal process, acting as the trunk of the organization. This is where foundational skills convert into operational excellence and speed. Here, you track the friction in your workflows. For an industrial plant, this means measuring overall equipment effectiveness, alongside defect rates and lead times. A highly efficient internal process yields the fruit in layer 3, the customer perspective. This cure measures exactly how the market perceives the value proposition your internal processes just generated. It forces you to quantify market trust, tracking outcomes like on-time in-full delivery rates, zero warranty claims, and raw satisfaction scores. Only after mastering those 3 layers do you reach the crown of the structure, layer 4, the financial perspective. Here sit the lagging outcomes: gross margin, cash flow, and revenue growth. Financial success cannot be manipulated directly at the top. It is strictly a byproduct. It has to be cultivated from the 3 layers beneath it. To see this cause and effect architecture in practice, we can run a simulation of a small auto parts manufacturer. Watch how a mechanic's routine links directly to a shareholder's dividend. We start with an if condition at the base. If the plant trains 100% of its operators in autonomous machine maintenance, then because of that new skill, machine breakdowns plummet. The plant's overall equipment effectiveness rises past 85% and defect rates shrink. When the defect rate drops and output stabilizes, the plant reliably hits 100% on-time delivery. The automotive clients respond by elevating the plant to Grade A supplier status, resulting in a substantial surge in net profit. The combination of increased order volume from heightened trust and the radical reduction in waste creates a powerful compounding effect on the bottom line. This alignment changes the psychology of the floor. Frontline workers finally see the exact mathematical link between wiping down a lathe on Tuesday and their company's financial success in Q4. But a theoretically perfect scorecard is completely useless if it's populated with misaligned metrics. We stress test the scorecard using the Shinden lens, scanning for structural failures. Check 1. The KPI density trap. Having 50 metrics spread across the layers isn't a scorecard, it's a thesis no one reads. Exceeding 20 metrics destroys operational focus. Check 2. Layer 1. Tracking training budget spent is a vanity metric, measuring cash, not outcomes. You must measure skill acquisition. Check 3. Alignment. If procurement buys cheap steel, it ruins production's defect KPI. Both must pull in the same direction. Check 4 confirms the ratio of leading to lagging indicators. You must pair outcome metrics with predictive actions to map the trajectory ahead. An uncalibrated scorecard failing these checks is merely a boardroom wish list. True strategic execution requires ruthless metric curation. Which brings us to the final test, vertical cascading. If the lowest level employee cannot point to how their daily task influences the scorecard, the strategy has failed to leave the boardroom. True, sustainable organizational health emerges from the precise alignment of rigorous internal processes with the long-term financial outcomes. But once those final financial outcomes are generated and published, how can you trust the numbers you're looking at? Do they represent genuine operational efficiency, or are they hiding deep structural rot? In our next deep dive, we tear apart the financial indicators using DuPont analysis. We will break down return on equity to prove whether a company is actually efficient or just highly leveraged to project an illusion of growth.